inspired me, I think one book was instrumental in actually getting me started on my creative journey, which was a book called The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. It's a book based on his own life. Randy Pausch was a professor in one of the Ivy League colleges in the US, and he was invited to give this lecture, which was actually a hypothetical last lecture. That if this were the last lecture you ever gave in life, what would you want to leave behind for the world? And as it happened, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and then so the last lecture became his true last lecture, and so that for the next few months he did everything towards that. And I think that I was reading it at the time when I heard about the Harlequins contest, and he talked about going out and doing the things that you had wished for as a child. If you had a wish list as a child, so to just let that child in you be able to do those things. In his case, for instance, he had wanted to do something like becoming an Imagineer at Disney, and it led to me also then just on a whim writing a short story, which I entered in a short story contest for Harlequin, which went on to make me the first Indian Mills and Boons author. So I think that played an instrumental role. In terms of inspirational books, there are just so many. I love Catcher in the Rye, J.D. Salinger, every single book of his I devour, and there are periods in your life that in my life that I associate with authors, which means that if I'm on a Kafka trip, then I will only, for the next few months only be reading Kafka. I think a lot of the more serious reading in my life happened when I was younger, and now I find that I actually want to read reading which is which is more humorous. Need not be frivolous, but certainly things which are written with humor. Authors like Jill Mansell, Marianne Keyes, Jane Elliott, even Meg Cabot when she's not writing things like Princess Diaries. Some very good stuff, which is relationship based for adults. I enjoy all of that. Well, I just finished Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, and it was really overhyped. So there were some really precious gems in there. There's some really good pieces that had resonance. But overall, the fact that you had to get through 700 pages of an overwritten it should have just been edited much more. So I thought it was really overhyped and a little underwhelming. I would definitely pick up something which is in the romantic, humorous rom-com space, or I would also perhaps pick up. I think I like reading children's fiction also. So I would even pick up something like really easy and like say anything from the Wimpy Kid series. I would make sure that I carried quite a variety. I would carry a really big book that I would want to stay with for a long time. I would make sure that I carried something which is which I would want to reread, because when you're on a long holiday, the joy of revisiting books that you've read, I love that. Definitely not anything scary. I get scared very fast. I hate scary movies. I hate books which are scary, and not so much gore and blood and all that, but things which are chillers in terms of something where there is a psychological angle to it. I get completely freaked out. I would definitely pick up something by authors like Catherine Elliott or Marianne Keyes, which is in the humorous space, but I know that it's all going to turn out all right. I like the happy ending. I really don't have any category of the dislike person, and if I'm recommending something, I take it really seriously. So it would have to be something where I would want to actually, even if there was somebody who, let's say, didn't like me, I'd want them to transform their opinion, and I would recommend something that I truly love. What a book gives you is irreplaceable, and first of all, never judge a book by the movie. I don't know any time in my life when I have when I have read a book, I may or may not say I want to see a film of that, but I think that books really are a way to know ourselves better. You know, it really lets you travel within. Whatever the genre, I think that a well-written book is going to let you know yourself better. And why would you ever deny yourself that? You must read at any chance you can. Preferably both together. Dora, I'm so blanked out. Dora, who keeps saying, no matter what happens, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. I love that. I think it's pretty much my life philosophy.